Alright folks, well it's Alan Rubel coming back at you for Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventures. Coming at you real quick here with just a little bit of a funny video, I guess, for me. But you know, during the off season we start kind of contemplating our past season and what we could do better, what we could change, you know, to improve and move forward to success. And so I was going over here some past footage, and of course, you know, this is YouTube, so we're always trying to generate views and you know, get the most out of each video. And you know, of course, with the hard work that goes into filming your own hunts, and if you wasn't into that, you probably, you know, wouldn't be on here watching this in the first place. But anyway, I was watching a video from season 1, and I'm doing an interview, and of course, I always think I sound really weird listening to yourself. You probably know what I'm talking about. But in the background, I noticed some movement, and the scenario was I had just been doing some calling and some rattling, and nothing came in. I was doing an interview talking about it, and just, you know, like I said, going over some old footage, I seen some movement in the background. I don't think it was the buck, the monster buck that I was hunting, Goliath at the time. It appears to either be a doe or a small buck. I had just seen a nice 8-point and was trying to rattle it back in, and nothing came back in. I don't think this is the buck that I had the visual of, but definitely in the background, and I was definitely talking during the movement. So anyway, let's check this out real quick. All right, well, as you can see, there was definitely some movement right there during that interview. I think that is right at the 5-minute and 10-second mark. I will put a link right here if you'd like to watch that video and see if you can catch it for yourself. I've watched that video a few times, and tonight was the first time that I had noticed it. So if you don't see it, don't feel bad, because I filmed it and I didn't notice it at the time. But anyway, the thing that I'm trying to get to this evening here is, other than hitting myself in the forehead, you know, and a face palm of what were you thinking, is oftentimes during the filming of these videos, and of course we're wanting to, you know, do our YouTube thing and those kind of things, we sometimes forget about going out there and having fun, you know, and enjoying the outdoors, and kind of get into this film mode, and maybe aren't quite patient enough in certain circumstances, that where, you know, if we would just be a few more minutes longer instead of going to you know, an interview or getting some extra B-roll footage or whatnot, we would actually do better in our hunts if we would just stick to a little bit more of hunting and less filming. You know, in that first season, I was doing a little bit more of the hunter side of things, and not doing as much as thinking of a cameraman and thinking of producing videos and those kind of things. And I think it had served me well, where a couple of times I had completely forgot to push record, and I'm still learning. But anyway, this has taught me a little bit. Hey, it's a circus show. I'm hoping you're having as much fun as I am. You won't see me out there and not having a good time. It's always a blessing to be able to get out into God's creation. But again, I'll put a link here that you can check out the entire video. Unfortunately, at this time I was having some editing problems, and I don't have a file of that video where I could zoom in on that. I really wanted to do that for you here. Unfortunately, I just don't have a file of my own to keep on that particular interview to be able to go back on there. But anyway, hey, stay tuned with us because we have a lot of action ahead. I've been doing some coyote hunting. I'd like to do some hog hunting, and of course we have our spring turkey season here in Missouri coming up, and here in just about 4 weeks. It's less than 4 weeks, but about 3.5 weeks here. So going to be at it here this spring, going after those monster toms. So stay tuned with this.